Hello, everybody. Sorry, I meant to hit continuation. We will start as soon as we get a few people in chat and everything, and I will see y'all when it happens. All right, love y'all. See y'all soon. Bye. Well, good morning, everybody. How are you, you beautiful, beautiful survivalists? So, I am out here, you know, whatever the fuck that was. Anyways, out here in the middle old campsite that I, you know, used to make, do some training and stuff at, and everything. And, you know, why don't we have a, why don't we have a real survival live stream? Eh? You know, survival. What's up, Bootsy? How you doing, sis? Well, why don't we have a real survival? You know, like I said, a real survival live stream. What happens, what happens when you are in the middle of godforsaken wilderness? You know, like right now, the temperature was around 60, and where I am right now is probably in the 50s. I'm wearing a tank top, I'm wearing BDUs. I didn't bring according to, implement weather. Oh, that's good to hear, Bootsy. I'm glad you're doing good. That's one of the things, that's one of the major things that kills people, is not being able to prepare, not being able to keep their body temperature regulated, not being able to make a fire, not being able to get out of inclement weather, aka rain or snow or, anything that is hazardous, to your health, to your body. Most people that go on 411s, the 411s or anything like that, missing, trail hikers, yeah, trail hikers, tourists, stuff like that go off the beaten trail, that want to take their social media pictures, want to find that perfect spot. Then they turn around and look. Can you tell the difference from any position? Can you tell where you're going to go? Is there any place here that says I'm going to find safety? Is there any place here that says I'm going to find civilization if I turn back around where I am and go? Or am I going to go deeper into this wilderness? Am I going to go to a place where nobody can find me? Those are things that normal people suffer from when they get lost. They do not understand wilderness delusions, wilderness implications. Most people think I'm going to head this way. People think I'm going to turn back around from where I am standing, and I should find that trail. I should find that exit. Then they turn around, and when you're navigating through branches, when you're navigating across trees, you can't break thick arm-sized branches or anything. it turns you around inside of the forest. It turns you around inside of the wilderness. A compass only does so much. Yes, it points you north, south, east, west. Yes, yes, yes. But do you know exactly where civilization was before you pulled out that compass? No, you don't, because you did not set your compass. You did not. You think that compass is going to turn around and get you back to civilization, which is never going to happen. You have to you have to know how to navigate the wilderness. You need to learn how to understand, I am going to choose this tree that is 15 meters out from where I am, and I am going to head to that tree and choose a tree that does not blend in with every other tree. Choose a tree that is either lighter than the rest, or has moss on one side, or has, you know, a broken branch, something that you can that you can see that is a difference from everything else that's around you. Or if you see a boulder or you see a rock, target that and walk to it. And once you get to that area, then you can take another look around. Stop where you're at. Do not continue on going. Because once you just continue on going, I'm at point A, I'm going to continue on to point B. That is where it goes all to hell again. You have to take in the surroundings around you so you understand everything that is around you. See what is man-made. See what is naturally made. There is a difference between man-made and natural made. Sorry. The thing with humans is they allow fear to rule them. They allow fear to guide them. They allow fear to dictate their decisions. They can't rationalize once they've hit that fear threshold. And fear is anything from, oh my God, my medicine, or my children, or my significant other. Who is going to be there? Did I tell them? Did I say anything to them before I left? People take those fears into, people take that rationalization into fear. And when you do that, the whole entire situation changes. Most people don't have a survival bag. They don't. They may have carried a lighter with them. They may have carried a few granola bars with them. They may have carried something. That is going to get you one day. If you know how to rationalize it, maybe 2 days. And it's like, here, I brought a bag of, these little Mexican candies. They're like strawberry candy, right? Sugar gives you a mentality boost. Sugar gives you that push to continue on. Sugar is always. Is it going to fill your stomach? No. Is it a morale boost? Yes. There's a difference between filling your stomach and morale boosting. Even in MREs with the military, you get candies. Candies, are that. It's something that's going to. It's something that takes you to a happier time. It boosts your endorphins. It makes you happy. Here's the thing, okay? Like walking. All right? Walking down through here. If you're following with me, we're going to see how far away. That's where the campsite is. Okay? That's where the campsite is. Just wait. Hey, Tammy, how you doing, sis? How you been, sis? So, depths of the woods, right? Not actually knowing where you're going. Not knowing what is going to happen. All right. So, we walked about 5 feet away. All right. 5 feet away. Do you see the campsite? Do you see the campsite anywhere? You don't see the campsite, correct? That's what I'm talking about. This is natural delusion. This is wood delusion. You don't know where you're at. Now your fear's kicking in. Fear will kill you. Fear right, Tammy. All you see is trees and bushes. Now you don't know where you're at. Now you've lost your camp. You have lost everything that you set down because you did not take it with you. You believed in your abilities and not taking a surrounding, not look behind you, not keep sight of your camp. In doing that, you are now dead. Not technically dead, but you are dead. Anything that you had back there, any form of food, any form of extra clothing, any form of whatever, was left at your base camp because you wanted to go explore. This is the reason why 411 cases happen. because somebody wanted to go off the trail and take their Instagram picture or their social media picture. And now they're lost. It happens every day. Every day it happens. See, that's the thing. But would you have a ribbon on you? I mean, I could have ripped my bandana. I could have ripped off and tagged branches with my bandana. That's a good idea. But here's other things. When you do that, when you leave a trail, stuff like that are not natural things. Birds, that means birds, squirrels, whatever, will take it. It's the whole entire thing of Hansel and Gretel all over again. But instead of breadcrumbs, it's, cloth. It's something that they can line their nest with. It's something that they can put into their dwelling to keep them warm. They will utilize anything that is human made to their advantage. Nature works against you and works with you. You have to understand nature. Nature fends for itself. Nature doesn't care about you. Yeah, everything's out there. Nature provides. That's true. But nature does not care about you. Nature is not like civilization. You do not matter to nature. You are a food source. You are you are a implement to nature. I mean, nature will take and Europe's bad about magpies, crows, stuff like that. Know when humans are lost, and crows will fuck with you. Crows will, crows are the type of things that will mimic other creatures. They will scare you. They will torture you in the wilderness. But on the other hand, crows will lead you to water. Crows will lead you to food sources. It is like I said, a give and take situation with crows, ravens, magpies. Everything is against you in nature. You have to be the one to dominate nature. You've done it for generations. We've done it throughout civilization. Yeah. If you can find a magpie nest and everything, I've heard stories of people surviving with just the stuff that they found in a magpie's nest. Anything from knives to coins to whatever. Oh, sis, that's funny. The wilderness, the thing is as long as you light up your camp, as long as you take the precautions and you map out the whole entire area that you are going to, if you see, I mean, if you find the topograph of the area that you're going, you're okay. You have to have backups to your backups. You know, like I said, the thing is fear. Doing that, you're taking on the responsibility and the role of guiding and making sure people do not run away in fear. I mean, even if you have a good fire going, as long as you can see that fire and you know where that fire is, put the fire in the middle of 4 points that you're going to, so you know how and where to get back to, and you have a signal to get back to. Oh yeah. You know, ghost hunting and camping, it goes hand in hand. Just ghost hunting in general goes hand. You need to set a good base camp if you're going to start doing that, Tammy. Because if you have a good fire going where people can see it no matter how far away, you want to make a fire where people can see it about, you know, a mile away from each other. You know, have people, but also you need to teach people to follow the group. That's one of the things is when people don't follow each other, when people want to do independent work. I got you, sis. I got you. I'm sorry about your uncle's death, sis. You know, there, there's too many. Every survival situation is technically the same, no matter what you do, no matter how you look at it. The only thing that changes in survival situations is the weather and the area. That's the only thing. People still suffer the exact same mental problems, hunger problems, medication problems, medical problems. It the only difference is location and weather. I see, Tammy. I see. I'm sorry about that, sis. Life for humans never change. mental everything. It stays the same. We are beings of unity, pretty much. It's all good, Bootsy, sis. It's all good, sis. Welcome back. Right. You know, mental fortitude, strength, willpower. Yes, it does play factors. It does have factors in survival. Most people, if you believe you are going to survive, you will survive. It's once you lose faith, once you lose that ability to grasp and hold on to a reason to. You're welcome, sis. You're welcome. Once you lose grasp on your strength, once you lose grasp on your willpower, that changes the situation. That goes from 0 to 100 in an instant. Most people cannot handle mental stress, true mental stress. Yes, we say we have stress every day. There is a difference between paying bills and working and dealing with family than it is life and death. Once it comes to your life, no other stress in the world is as important. Once you start doubting yourself, once you start doubting your abilities, you lose the motivation. You lose everything. Normal depression is different. Normal depression can be cured easy. But survival depression cannot be changed. Survival depression eats at more than just your mental ability. It makes you delusional. It makes you turn into a hypochondriac. It makes you sick. It makes you unable to function. People, survivalists, all this stuff on YouTube, all these people, like the Outdoor Boys, okay? It is a guy in the middle of godforsaken Alaska. He takes his kids out there. His kids. I'm talking about his oldest is like 10. His youngest is like 5. He puts them through extreme survival situations that should not be put on a child. There was one that I watched where he built an igloo and it was negative 40 degrees, and his child, his 5-year-old son, almost died because they could not keep the fire going. It was too cold, and his son almost did not wake up. Yeah. And he put fire starting duty on his 10-year-old son to, in the middle of fucking snow, and told him to start a fire and everything with wet wood and all this stuff. He told his son, after his son couldn't get it to start or anything because it was solid, wet, and frozen wood, he's like, well, you should have put your wood in your tent to dry it out. How can you dry out wood if it's frozen? You can't do that. He didn't have the right wood. He didn't have anything. He just grabbed dead wood that he found and stacked it up. He didn't get any spruce wood. He didn't get any spruce needles. He didn't do anything for his son. And he's over there bashing his child, a 10-year-old, bashing a 10-year-old because he couldn't get a fire started. He's like, oh, let me show you how to do this, blah, blah, blah. You know, I don't have a problem calling out people. If you want to do this by yourself, if you want to be a complete and utter fool and go onto these death missions for a YouTube channel, do it yourself. If you die, then you die. But once you start taking children out there and trying to teach them, because you have some kind of mental unstability thinking the world's going to end, you need to be locked up. You need to be mentally checked. Yeah. Maybe go look him up. It's called The Outdoor Boys. Hi. What are you doing, Peaches? My cat followed me to my little camp spot and everything. It won't leave me alone. Yeah. Look them up. They're called The Outdoor Boys. It's fucking stupid. It is stupid. Like, yes, it's good to understand this. It's good to know what's going on. But there's a fine line in training your children and actually putting them in a life and death situation. Yeah, it's Peaches. It's my boy, my outdoor boy. He won't leave me alone. But you know, I've had plenty of people say that I'm going to kill somebody with the way that I'm doing my survival stuff. Is he? He's a right, Tammy. Right, right, Bootsy. Yeah, to an extent, you know, to an extent, you train, but you know, when they get older, you take them to those situations. You take them to that if they want to go. You don't force a 5-year-old. Like, where's his mother? What is the mother doing against this? Like, I don't know. I look back at people telling me that I'm going to get somebody's kid killed or whatever because of the way I teach survival. But they sit here and praise this guy for taking his kids on fucking suicide missions. Yeah. Like, you know, teach your kids the basics outside of dangerous situations. And I know Boy Scouts and stuff and Girl Scouts and stuff aren't the same that they used to be. it everything changes. Everything changes with the times. Everything changes with the times. You know, you're not. Boy Scouts don't teach what Boy Scouts used to be. Girl Scouts don't teach what Girl Scouts used to be. I remember when I was a wolf cub, we would be out in the middle of godforsaken wherever with a pack roll, a cowboy roll, and we would be sleeping under the stars. Can't do that out here in Texas. You know, the Boy Scouts and everything out here in Texas is completely different. You have more dangerous creatures out here in Texas. You may wake up and have a rattlesnake curled up on your stomach. You know, you may. I've had plenty of nights and everything. I've woke up with a tarantula on my face, like just sitting there because I was breathing warm. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, Bootsy, it's all about selling cookies now. It's all about homestead, making the home right with the woman. You know, things are different. There is no need for survival anymore. We have learned to be a civilization that does not require independent living. Tammy. And the thing is, scorpions will crawl in, centipedes will crawl in where you are. Each place is different because of the way the environment is. You have to train people for the environment. You have to train people for where they are. And that's why I say that you cannot be a 100% survivalist in every area. You can't. Because if you don't live there, if you haven't experienced that, you can't survive in it. That's like taking somebody from Alaska that's lived in Alaska all their life and moving them to Florida. Hey, Katrina, how you doing? It is. It really is, Katrina. But he doesn't see that. Right, Tammy. I mean, Europe pretty much killed all of its dangerous creatures. I mean, you still have cougars, you still have wolves, you still have that stuff, but not like it used to be, 1,000 years ago. But there is never going to be a person that can survive in every biome. Biomes is where we were raised. Biomes. Happy weekend to you too. Thank you for joining. But biomes is what helps us, what our body has adapted to. You can't take somebody from Texas and move them to Canada and tell them to live out in the wilderness. For one, the cold is going to get them. Two, they're not going to understand any of the wildlife that's out there. They're not going to understand any of the wild edibles out there because they haven't been around that. You have to see, even in these books, the SAS books, right? Yeah, badgers are tough little fucks. Oh yeah, this it anything goes on my channel, Katrina. Anything, but I'm tired of these so-called survival experts telling people how they should survive, what they have to do to survive. It's just like Les Stroud, just like Bear Grylls. Yeah. Tammy. You know, these survivalists on TV and everything, if you go back and watch them, when Les Stroud was in Arizona from Canada, he had to train with a professional that lived out in the desert and everything for almost 20 years. He had to learn from that guy before he could go out into the desert by himself to learn to survive. It's pretty sad when a survivalist has to be trained by another survivalist to survive in an area that he has no clue about. And even with that training and everything, he still forgot a lot of information and still got sick. There is no book that's going to protect you. There is no knowledge that you have read that's going to help you in a situation or a biome that you've never been before. If you've lived in London all your life and you go to the Sahara Desert, you're dead. Look at all the British people that went to go take over Australia. How many of them fucking died because of the wildlife? How many of them made a civilization and would not leave it? They would not go to the outback unless they had to. I mean, look how many people died with Alexander the Great when they went into India because they've never been there before. Look at all the Spanish conquistadors and everything when they invaded Mexico. Look how many of them died trying to find the Mayans. You cannot. It takes years. It takes generations. It takes learning from locals in a different biome that you've never been to. And you hear these people saying, oh, I could just take a I can just take a knife. I can just take a knife, go out in the middle of the woods, and live forever. That's complete and utter bullshit. That is that lone wolf mentality that gets people killed. If you know anybody that is like that, if you know anybody that is that conceited in themselves, that they say that they can survive in any situation, they're a liar. They will die. And it's been proven time and time and time again. Yeah. Yeah, Bootsy. Yeah. And you know, you hear it all the time. You hear it from Australians, you know, you hear it from so many people that they can go out into the middle of godforsaken wherever and survive. And there's a guy on YouTube right now that's Australian. He's trying to live out in the outback. And he's hurting because wild sheep are eating all his crops. The drought is killing all his crops. You know, he had to move out to the outback because he was homeless. Okay, he's homeless, but he is suffering out there in the outback. Yeah, Bootsy. Yeah. Right, Katrina. I mean, the thing is people don't understand the biomes. People don't understand. People only understand where they're at, and even then, people only understand about 10% of where they're at. Most people have been raised in the city for God knows how long, and they don't know anything about the wilderness. There's a difference between urban survival and wilderness survival. Wilderness survival can and will kill you, but it also can and will provide to you if you know where you're looking, if you know what you're eating or how to taste it. There's there's that stuff all over the world, Tammy, you know? I mean, it's just like half of Arizona is radioactive. I mean, a lot of this world is bad. The world, the history, everything is bad. And it's been that way since the dawn of humanity. Humans have always wanted power. People have always wanted to be something more than their name. History is history. We have to look past that. Hey, Ron, how you doing, brother? It's like, okay, let me show you something. All right. Oh. It's not good having a small ass sitting on a pallet. All right. So, here. See all this? See this sap? Any evergreen tree, pine trees, cedar trees, aspen trees, anything like that will always produce sap to heal themselves. That sap is a healing factor. You can also chew sap to tame your hunger. You can do multiple things with sap. Okay? This is a red cedar. All right? All of this is flammable. You know, every bit of this tree is flammable. So what we're going to do, all right. See, it's getting to the red. See the red right here? Okay. Underneath this red is a white inner bark. Okay. White inner bark is called a Josana or Josana. Josana is a appetite suppressor. So you see how I'm getting to this white right here? Native Americans use this as a thirst suppressor. Okay. What you would do is you would get up all that white, put it into your bottom lip like dip. Okay. And you would suck on it. When you suck on it, it would stop you from dehydration. It would stop you from sweating. It would stop your thirst receptors from receiving or sending waves. It was also another form of hunger suppressing, also. Oh, is that right? So, this is what the Native Americans used. This is what the Native Americans used and everything when they were fighting against the white man. When the white man would poison water and everything. And they would have to wait for rainwater to collect. So, you see all this white that's in here? You see all that white? You would chew it. You would put it into your bottom lip as like chewing tobacco. Hold it there, and you would suck on it. You would just keep sucking on it. And in that time, you wouldn't be thirsty. You wouldn't need water. Also, if you didn't eat, it would suppress your hunger and everything for up to like 12 hours. But not everybody can do that. Some people get sick from it. Allergies and stuff like that. Yeah, it's kind of like a sponge. Yeah, it's kind of like a spongy part of the inner bark. It holds water. It redistributes water and stuff like that from your saliva back into your system. You can get it Anything that is an evergreen tree. You can't get it from any other tree, only evergreens. Also, let's see here. Let's see here. And it's green evergreen trees like this, it's better to get it from like young trees, because the older trees and everything, they will still have it, but it won't be as potent. You have to get it from, I mean, if you get it from younger trees, it's better for you, you know. The younger the better, because you don't have to cut through that much. It's easier to cut through their bark. That's the thing, you know. That's the reason why wilderness survival isn't for everybody. That's why I'm saying that not everybody can survive in the wilderness. If you're not raised in the wilderness, if you're not put into the wilderness at a young age, you lose those uh, like anti allergies. You lose all that stuff when you're a kid. You lose it. You lose it growing up in the city. If you're not around this stuff and you're not using it every day or at least once a month, you lose that ability to accept that stuff too. Right, Katrina? Little ass, no cushion. Yeah, I hate that. Things in the wilderness are completely different. Everything in wilderness has a different purpose to it. Just like we have Spanish oaks out here, okay? We have a different form of acorns in our Spanish oaks than normal, you know, like white oaks and red oaks, stuff. Smaller batches, because like Spanish oaks, their acorns have more anise in it than like white oak, red oak, stuff like that. We don't have pine trees out here, so we don't know anything about pine cones or harvesting pine nuts or anything. There we go. I would take it. I would take it, Tabby. There is things, okay? Scorpions. All right. Anybody can eat a scorpion. Scorpions are a part of the shrimp family. All you have to do is cut off the tail of a scorpion. Actually, you just cut off the tip of the tail of the scorpion. You can still eat scorpion venom. Um, all you have to do is just put it on a fire, cook it, crunch it, and make it crunchy. Pop it in your mouth, eat it. It's good. Um, you can eat tarantulas. You can eat you can eat almost 90% of insect insect population. You can eat. That's what we survived on. We were hunters and gatherers, and hey, Rain Sis, how you doing? there is, I mean, grubs, earth grubs, like wood grubs, stuff like that. You can eat them, you know. They are packed full of vitamins, minerals. Uh, Mostly you'll get wood grubs and stuff like that from, you know, the ground. But wood grubs, you would go to something like this. You would go to something like this right here. Rotten, decayed wood. Rotting, decayed wood, right? Stumps, stuff like that. Something that you would see, you know, wild animals digging at. Usually, what you would do is you would pop it open, you would look under the bark. See right here, you see all of this. This is wood grub. All this decayed, falling. You would also find termites in this. Termites are just as good. So, and don't just go in with your hands in it because you don't know what the fuck is living in that. It could be scorpions, could be wolf spiders, could be something that you don't want to fuck with. Could be in there. So, also, that wood pulp, all that wood pulp and everything, you would scoop it up, take it to your fire, it will catch in an instant because all it is just ground up powdered either oak or cedar or something like that, and it will light up instantly with just a spark. Tammy. So you would collect all of this wood dust, you know, this wood pulp and everything in here. You would collect a lot of this dried out wood. This, something like this, would be your best friend in a survival situation. What you would do, if you would find something like this that's already been cut down or fell over or something that's been dried out, hollowed out, you would collect all this wood and everything, put it all in with the wood pulp and everything at the very bottom of it, strike, you know, your lighter or ferrocerium rod or something. What's up, Razor? How you doing, brother? And you would have a ever-burning fire. Yes, you do take a chance of burning underground root systems and stuff like that, setting fire underneath the ground, but it's going to save you, so take your chances, you know, take your chances. It's your life compared to whatever dangers would happen. It's always better. Also, other things. Underground caves. Cave systems. Like this. Okay. See the cave systems under here? You could spend time to dig out to make a underground living quarters through a ground cave. Okay. Is it the most safest? No. But will it keep you warm? Yes. Will it keep you dry? Maybe, depending on where the opening is. If the opening is like this, that has holes going all the way down into it, you may get wet. Or it may be a good source of water that's up underneath there. Always check your surroundings. Always check every surrounding around you. Make sure that you could do something with it. Or is it going to hold water if it rains? Look at those situations if you're not around running water. Yes. Yeah, I'm trying, Razor. I'm trying, brother. There's so many different scenarios in survival. All right, there's so many things in survival that you cannot know everything. All right, and I don't expect anybody to know everything in survival. Fuck. If I expect everybody to know everything in survival, I wouldn't be doing this, right? Correct, right? That that's true. But the thing is also caves attract everything else too. That's the only problem, you know. Caves attract you. Caves attract wildlife. Caves attract dangerous other creatures. You never know. You never know what's going to be around the corner. You know, if you're going to be in a survival situation, if you're going to be lost for X amount of time, and you don't have a game plan to go back to civilization, or you don't know how to get back to civilization, you have to start making a permanent. You have to figure a way to make a permanent. Collect, clean, gather, rest. Needs you need in survival 10 times more. Like, if you're in a survival situation, you need 10 times more food than you do in a normal situation. You need 10 times more sleep in a survival situation than you do in a normal situation also. Because you never know when you're going to get sleep. You don't know when you're going to be able to rest. Your body will your body will burn through more calories. Your body will digest things faster. Your body will absorb and consume energy much faster. And always, it doesn't matter where the fuck you are always going to find some other person's trash. You will find cans. You will find. You'll find anything. Like this. A can. Move. This will be a great stove. Objects will always be around. They just will. I mean, look how old that can is. Probably been out here for God knows how long. But you know what? Anyways, things in nature, man creates things that nature cannot make. Not yet, Tammy. Always follow birds too. To food, birds will lead you everywhere. Birds will show you what you can eat and what you can't eat in nature. If it's safe enough for a bird to eat, it's safe enough for you to eat. Remember that. There's a book. There's a book that was written, God, years ago, called The Axe or something like that, about a boy that got lost in the Canadian wilderness and everything. And all he had was an axe to survive. He lived for like, I think it was like 3 months. I mean, like for like 3 or 6 months in the Canadian wilderness by himself, and he was like 10 or 12 or something like that. And he followed the birds. He listened to the bears. He listened to the Sounds good, Razor Brother. Send me an email at mbr071784@gmail.com. But everything in nature, birds, that's how a lot of people survived in Europe. Sounds good, brother. The wilderness does not want to kill you. The wilderness does not give a damn about you. The wilderness will continue to thrive, survive, and grow with or without you. Yeah. It's listen to your true. I'm going to sound like a fucking. Listen to your heart in the wilderness. Trust in the wilderness. The wilderness isn't going to lie to you. The wilderness isn't going to manipulate you and lie to you and use you and abuse you. Certain animals will, because it's a protective notion with them. They are trying to protect themselves. They're trying to scare you away from their nest. They're trying to scare you away from their eggs. They're trying to scare you to go the other way. Take care, Tammy, sis. Love you, girl. it's kind of a contradiction, but it's not a contradiction. You know, nature will will protect itself. And it's up to you to understand what nature is saying to you. It's like a killdeer. A killdeer will act like it broke its wing to lead you away from its nest. Most birds will fake injuries. Most birds will come to attack you to make you run away. A lot of animals need to protect themselves because, yeah, they may be hunters, but they're also prey too. Everything is hunter and prey in the wilderness. Everything has to eat, kill, survive, just like everything else. Would I say nature doesn't give a damn about you? It's true. Nature does not care about you. Nature doesn't care about your emotions. Nature doesn't care about if you live or die. Nature will always be here. Will it provide? Yes. Will it kill? Yes. It's a double-bladed dagger. Correct, Razor. Yeah. Nature will hide everything. Nature will also show its secrets to you if you're willing to look. If you're willing to accept and actually accept nature and accept what's going on, you will find things that you did not know. You will see things that others have not seen. You will hear things that you didn't know existed. Yeah, Razor. Yeah. You know, the way it's the way it has to be. I mean, it's just like a fawn, you know. I was camping beside a fawn that was left there by its mother, and I didn't even know it was there until it got up and ran off to its mother when it was calling for it. Nature is amazing, but it's also deadly. Everything that's beautiful is deadly. It's I don't know. You can, if you push at nature, nature pushes back 10 times harder. Nature makes you question a lot of things about yourself. Nature will push you to limits that you never knew you had. Nature will make you see things in a different light, in a different perspective. It'll make you appreciate the normalcy or of human life or human life. You think I like living in, working in the city, dealing with crackheads and everything every day? No. Would I rather sleep with a pack of coyotes? Yes, I would. Because I know the coyotes will protect me before they attack me. Attack you no matter what. Predator. Sorry. Predators will watch you. Predators will judge you before they make a decision. Because every little scrape, cut, bruise, anything can be infected in the wilderness. That is a life or death situation. Why do you think predators are so cautious when they hunt something? Because they know if they get injured or hurt, it's hard for them to come back from it. Um, it's life is life is different out here. Out here, listen, listen to the peace. Listen to the calm that is out here. Don't fear it. Embrace it. If you can't embrace this, then you shouldn't be out here. You should not be in a wilderness situation. Sorry, I got, whatever, philosophical or whatever, but it's the truth, you know? It there's things in nature that you can't replicate in the city, in human life. You can't replicate it. You can't replicate this. You just can't. You can't. You can't find this peace in the city. Yeah, Razor. This I try to make people see the truth and in survival, in nature, without scaring you. It's not. Yeah, it may be scary to some people. You know, it is, Bootsy. It really is. This is beauty. This is beauty. This is true, unadulterated beauty, untampered. It, I don't know. There's too much to teach in one go. And somebody with extreme ADD like me, it's hard for me to focus on everything. It's hard for me to tell everything that I want to tell. Yeah. Right, Razor. And yeah, Bootsy. Like, you get these survival channels and everything that focus on the person. It focuses on what they're doing in a fake situation. And it's fake to an extent. You know what I mean? Yeah, we can take our freaking walking stick. We can take our survival gear. We can take everything and act like we're in a world of pain. We can act like God is against us or whatever. And these people are putting themselves through all this to make you watch them. And they're not teaching anything. They're not showing. They are abusing the word survivalist. They are abusing and using that mindset, that ideology to their advantage. They are polluting the wrong thought process, the wrong mental imagery of what real survival is. Ain't nobody in their fucking mind going to the ends of unknown Alaska. Trails or in national parks. Most survival situations are on a hunting trip or a fishing trip. It ain't like Lestrade going to, the Sahara Desert or, the Amazon rainforest. Right, Razor, right. These places that have started this trend, that started this mindset of, if you're going to be in a survival situation out in God knows where, blah blah blah. Why would you put that situation on somebody? Normal people, 95% of the human population will never in their life go to Everest. 95% of people in the world is never going to see the Amazon rainforest in their life. 95% of the world is never going to go to another country. They're just not. I got you, brother. Here you go. It's down home punch. It's like a lot of the Australian survival channels. they're going out to these islands out between Australia and Tasmania. And it's like, how many people are truly going to these islands? Yeah, I know people go deep sea fishing and everything off the coast of, Australia and stuff, but it's usually like a 5-hour trip. And most of those, captains and everything of those ships are not going to go out there in inclement weather. Ain't that the truth, Bootsy? Start my weekend early, even though I'm not off until Sunday. It's the fear. It's people thrive on fear. People thrive on what if scenarios. This isn't, the 1500s, the 1400s anymore, where we're exploring uncharted parts of the world anymore. It it's not, like I said, most things, most survival scenarios and everything, most 411s is somebody getting lost and going off the trail at a national park, or they lose their kid because they were camping at a national park. It's not. It's not how it was before. I mean, look at the movie of the dude that got his fucking arm caught in a boulder, and it's like, oh, it's the greatest survival movie of this year. It was complete and utter bullshit. He wouldn't have been in that situation if he didn't go there himself. If he did not go to that area that was off limits, he wouldn't have been in that situation to put himself in that situation. Really, Razor? That's interesting. I thought those servers are supposed to be on 24/7. We don't have the survival situations that we did just 200 years ago. Right, Katrina. It is. I mean, you put yourself in a situation. Like, humans are known for putting themselves in the worst situations possible. Humans are tired of their mundane lives. That's the truth. Humans are tired. Ron. Why not? Why don't you want to meet the Meg? It'll take you to its underground, layer. You could be like Pinocchio, live at its stomach. Yeah, Razor, that's what I'm saying. People don't know what they're doing. Ron. Yeah, it does, doesn't it, Razor? And that's the thing. Like, humans. That's the downfall of humanity. That's the. Humans believe that they are invincible. They humans have since the dawn of time thought that we are the strongest and the best and the most intelligent species in the world. Right, Bootsy? Yeah. Humans set themselves up for disaster. Humans have always been known to set themselves up for disaster. There is no difference. Every human has done it. Every human has set themselves up to fail at least once in their life. It is true. You know, look at look how many people have died going to uh, Everest. Look how many people have died trying to climb Everest on their own. There is how many bodies still trapped up there? Bootsy. Hold on, give me a second, y'all. Okay, sorry. Sorry about that. The wife was texting me. She's on a cruise with her sister. Yeah, Ron. If I had another one, Katrina, I'd share it with you, girl. Yeah, I mean, even though these people knew how dangerous it was, they still believed that they were invincible. They still believed that they could do it. And that's how every human believes. Every human believes that they're invincible until they're not. Alright, everybody. I'm going to get up off here. It's been almost 2 hours. Yeah. Keep your arms out of boulders. Don't climb in places that you shouldn't be climbing in. It's like the same mindset that you train these people as kids. Don't put your hand on a hot stove. Like, now that they think they're adults, they can do whatever they want. Right, Razor? Yeah. All right, family. I love you all. We will do more of this. We will do more, and I'll start doing more shorts and everything of like survival stuff and everything. I'm off Sunday and Monday. I'll do maybe we can do a live, a open panel discussion on survival or survival situations or something. I love y'all, family. Y'all take care, and yeah, we'll do something. All right, we'll figure something out. Okay. Oh, tomorrow I will be on Cassie's channel doing oracle readings on Now It's Dark. So if you want to go, I mean, not now it's dark. Tales in the Dark. Tales in the Dark. If you want to head over there tomorrow, we're going to do it about 5 p.m., 7 p.m. her time, California time. So look out for that, okay? All right. I love y'all, family. Y'all take care. Bye, family.